What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the TOYNAMI Ultimate Voltron X. Oh boy, folks. Sit back, relax. This is one of my long ones for sure. There's no way I could do this in any short amount of time, but this deserves all the time it needs because it's pretty ultimate. It's pretty big. It's pretty amazing. Here you have the 5 Lions of Voltron. This is TOYNAMI's swan song with Voltron. Their license has expired, as we saw this earlier this year. We got the Soul of Chogokin Voltron from Bandai, so which is awesome. My review for that will be at the end if you have not seen it. And we will take a look at that Voltron compared to this Voltron at the very end here. This is going to be a tough one because this guy is really huge. He's going to be bigger than my display stand here, so my background, I should say. So it's not going to be totally easy, but we will get through it. We will power through. We will stand up. I will show you different angles, and hopefully we get a good review out of this. This thing is awesome. I'm just gonna say that it is really cool. It's not without its faults. I'm gonna point out a bunch. For the price that TOYNAMI initially charged here, I don't think it's worth it. MSRP was $400, and yeah, man, it's not worth $400. I paid $300 on TF Source, who has this guy on sale, end of summer sale. $300 for what you're getting here. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I would like a little bit less, but yeah, I couldn't pass it up for $300, especially since I had just gotten paid for a job that was like an extra job, and it went right into my PayPal, and I had most of the money for it right there. So yeah, this guy didn't hurt my wallet as much as it sounds. Just a perfect storm, sometimes things work out. It doesn't always happen, but wow, it worked out perfectly. And it came at a perfect time because I am on a massive Voltron kick right now. I've been building my collection a little bit, did some eBaying, as you've seen recently here. And I've done some more eBaying, so I have some more stuff coming in. But yeah, this was the big get, the real big get, and it's huge. I will quickly pan around a little bit here just to show you some scope here of the lions together. Really big pieces. What I'm gonna do is for size comparisons, I'm gonna keep that relatively thin. I am gonna compare them because I don't have like too many really big Voltrons. I'm gonna compare them to the Legendary Defender Combiner, and at the end the Soul Chogokin and the TOYNAMI Giant Vinyl. So just to give you a couple of different size comparisons, but keep in with Voltron himself. I didn't have any of the other giant ones in the past. Trendmasters, the Matty Collector, was out of collecting for both of those. Although actually the Trendmasters I was still collecting, but I was collecting other stuff at the time. So, yeah, it wasn't until much later that I got back into Voltron. Not that I was ever out of Voltron. Like, I always loved Voltron. I guess I wasn't paying attention, You do different things when you're growing up. So, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. There's kind of an overview of what I'm doing here. Like, I can't really, review these guys all in one shot. So I will stop here and we'll go individually. We are gonna go with the big guy first, the Black Lion, and it looks super cool. TOYNAMI went about this in a really interesting way. They wanted to create something very different for their final piece. in their Voltron collection. And what they did was they went in and really like focused on the lions more than Voltron itself. And they made like kind of like accurate lions. They went in and drew over real lions to get like the shape, and you can really see it here in the Black Lion. Really big fronts and like smaller backs, and like just the shape of it, it just, you know, definitely has a more lion feel to it, and I really appreciate that. That looks really cool. And then they really went in and modernized like every one of these. So it's like the classic Voltron, but done in a modern way. That's not like, that's different than what they did with the legendary Voltron. It's just more like accurate to the original, but totally modern, you know? Like it has so many like cool design elements, like you can see right here in the front here, and like down here with the paint, how they did that, and it's pretty cool. You know, pretty cool overall. I dig that. Like, it's a really nice design. For all of these, you know, like I could just generally just say that, and you know, as we look at them, we'll look at them more. But like here, you have like a really nice Black Lion, like one of my favorite all-time robots. You know, it's a really nice, you know, just on its own. Like the Black Lion just like blows me away all the time. And I just really dig this sculpt again. It's just very, very nice. It looks really cool. Really like how the feet look, and the head has like some really neat things going on. It's kind of like the lion mane-ish here, the way they did it. See that? Those little grooves. That is very nice. I dig that a lot, but it's very streamlined. You know, it's not like out of control mane. They just made it like, they kept it simple. You know, they evoked that, and I dig that. I love these giant gold, you know, just like big, you know, bolts here. And you know what? Speaking of bolts, this is something, you know, I should have mentioned right off. So Toynami made this giant plastic Voltron. This is really to say there's no diecast though is kind of false, because all the like, you know, like screws and stuff and like bolts are metal. I mean, if you don't want to count that as diecast, fine, but it does hold things together pretty good, and you can feel the coldness of them. So yeah, you know, do you want to count that as diecast? You can, because it is there. And they, you know, you've seen other companies do stuff like that with like plastic, like, you know, little pointers and stuff. Pointers? What am I saying? Pegs. But yeah. But yeah, there is a little bit, very little diecast. But there is, you know, enough. Not really enough to mention, but I did want to mention that. So the paint on this guy is pretty nice. Like, I love the way it looks. Silver, grays. You got this like candy metallic red, which is super cool. Like, I love it. As you can see here, the Voltron wings are like folded back here. I think that's pretty cool. I guess if you wanted to, you could, you know, open them up and do whatever you want with them, but they're meant to stay like that. So the yellow tail looks good with the yellow part over here. Again, we mentioned the gold. That looks really nice. On his head, you got that metallic red again, and you got gold on the eyes, which looks beautiful. On the nose, I can see like a little bit of an overspray right there. You know, mainly I won't care too much about that, but it's definitely mentioning, you know, I have to mention it since it's a very expensive piece. You know, these guys, you know, might be a little bit different here and there. You know, that's the thing with painted stuff. I just like these designs again, you know, going down. They did a good job painting this guy, and like some really cool, adding some really cool design work in the paint. So beautiful stuff, you know. Looks really good. You got the number 1 on the back here, right up there. That's painted red in there. A little sloppy if you really look at it, but it's not so bad. It's not coming out of it. It just looks a little weird in there. It could be just the shadows, and it might be. But yeah, overall, very nice. Feels good. Nice weight to it. Nice weight to all of these guys, and that's awesome. Yeah, it is not like cheap plastic, guys. This is like sturdy, really sturdy stuff. Really good. I mean, you know, you're paying a lot for it. You're not getting something cheap here for sure. We won't look at this stuff until later. But yeah, overall, this looks very nice. Look at that in the back. Really cool. I just like this design. They just really went to town on that. So, pretty awesome. He does open his mouth. You know, he got some teeth in there. So that's cool. That's some good art. We'll go into the articulation on this guy. Neck here can move side to side a little bit and go back and front, and then you got the neck. His legs, move it the shoulders there, and you can move them in and out a little bit. And you got a joint in here, so you can move it up a bit, but yeah, not really supposed to too much. Hinge here. And then you do have a little ab crunch there. Not crunch, but like it just comes out a little bit. It's kind of like a little swivel in there. Ab swivel. And then ball jointed legs, which we'll talk about a lot afterwards. So you can see they're very tight right now, which is nice. We'll talk about that later. And then you do have a joint here, hinge joint there, joint here, and a hinge joint at the foot. So really good hind leg articulation, and you know, it's pretty well articulated, I gotta say. You know, for one of these lions. So I like it. I think it's a pretty nice black lion. And let us take a look at my one size comparison here. We're gonna compare them. Here's the legendary defender black lion to give you, and I know a lot of people have purchased this, so I think this is, you know, a really good one to like compare it to, so you can see how big it is. You see this guy is bigger than this. I mean, if you want to count this, then he's a little bigger, but yeah, there you go. There's a nice size comparison, and I love this guy. This was one of my favorite figures of last year. And it came out at the very end of the year. So pretty awesome. Black lion is very nice. Oh, and his tail moves. That was one other articulation point I forgot there. So there you go on the black lion. Next up, we have the red and green lion here. I'm gonna look at the arms and legs in tandem, since I could do articulation on both the same. First up, the red lion. Let's look at that articulation. You got a hinge here at the mouth. Now, both of these guys have like a little bit of a weird articulation here on the upper lip. It goes up, and that's mostly for to hold a sword. And you got two head joint. You got a joint here, and a joint back here on his neck. So you get some good movement in there, a little bit of side to side. Then you got an interesting joint here that's opens and clicks open. See that? So you can make him look up a little more, which is pretty cool. And then you have a joint that moves around. This is really interesting. You can move it back and forth a little bit to get some more like spread out movement on both sides, and then it can go back and forth. Then you got a hinge up here and a hinge down here for like some double jointed action, and you got the foot hinge down there. You can turn side to side here, at the torso and bend. You know, mostly this is for Voltron mode, but you know, obviously you can use it here too. So you can, it swivels on both sides. The tail can go up and down there, and then in the back you got that same thing going on where it can come out a little more to give you a little more range. So now it moves back and forth. Hinge up here, hinge down here. Hinge on the foot. Same thing as the front legs. So, and that's the same on both. The paint on this guy and is really nice. I mean, the sculpt on both of these are really, really cool. Let's look at that first, actually. Oh, this is stuck here. There we go. So very nice sculpt here. You know, it's a little bit different on top. You get more rounded. Well, let's look at them individually. This, you know, the red one is more squarish. You know, and that's classic design there. Looks really good. I mean, I like the way they did this. All these little grooves and little parts here just look very, very nice. Head sculpt is really cool. Dig these, like the whiskers, you know. This head is done well. You know, the legs look nice, the tail looks cool. Just, you know, just a nice simple design for these guys. But it really works well. The two is sculpted out nicely. So very cool. Okay, so now paint. These are where these win so much. I love this. It's the same metallic red we saw with the black line there, and it just looks awesome. And I like how this looks here. You can see it's on the matte part here. This is, I think this is just plastic, and then they painted metallic over it. But the way they did it is really nice. You know, there's a lot of attention to detail there. So it looks really good. And I like how the yellow goes through here. That's well done. It breaks up really well. So everything looks good there. The silvers, excellent stuff. And the head looks nice as well. The gold eyes just really pop. So, and the silver ears, very, very, very nice. Done well. Green lion, this metallic green looks fantastic. As you can see, they went out and did a lot of really cool stuff here as well. And it's trimmed with some red. That looks great. Really cool. Look how awesomely pearlescent that green is. Good stuff. Good stuff. On his face, unfortunately, I got a little extra green right there. That's a little bit unfortunate. But everything else looks pretty good. You got white here. You got gold. Some gold screws right there, which look good. The gold on his eyes look good. Really nice. Might be a little bit of like silver chip right there, but I could deal with that. So overall though, beautiful. And I like this guy's more rounded design. So, it's classic again, but it's done well. It looks really cool. Beautiful stuff. Again, same articulation. It does come out a little bit there, so that looks good. These guys just look very, very, very nice. I dig them a lot. So I'm going to move them over here. And we will bring in the legendary Defender counterparts, who are too big. I think they made these guys a little bit too big. But that's how they look compared to those guys. So, there you go. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff on these two, for sure. But the blue and yellow lion, though, are really what steal the show. They look incredible. They are so regal and just so gorgeous. Just really well done. Look at the proportions on this one, on the yellow here. We'll look at them individually. But wow, this looks, it looks incredible. I love how the cannon looks up here. Looks really good. The head sculpt is beautiful. Love these giant chunky front legs here. And the hind legs look really good as well. I like these like exhaust panes here. They look really cool. I dig that. The tails on these are really nice. Look at all that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. The paint on the yellow lion here looks amazing. Love this red here. I love the design work here. A gold on top of gold, like yellows on top of golds and mustards, and the blue eyes look phenomenal. I like the black here. It's not really black. It's kind of like a charcoal gray going down. That looks good. Really cool stuff all around. And then you got that red again, which looks fantastic on top of the gold, and then the silver right in the middle. That looks really good. Really, really well done. So, articulation on this, mouth opens, of course, and then you got a big giant ball joint back here that makes it go all around, and there's a little like swivel thing in here, which is really nice. And the neck can do that. You can make him like sit all the way up there, so that's really nice. And the, you know, like, I don't know what you call this. I don't think it's a thigh, but you know, they do go up and out. So, and then it hinges back and forth. So yeah, it opens up a bit, which is good. You got a hinge up here. There you go. And then down here at the bottom, it's really tight. And then you have a joint in the middle, so you get a little bit of back and forth movement. It's more like an ankle rocker there, you know. His cannon here does go up if you want to be able to shoot backward. So that's pretty cool. And then it can go in and out here a little bit. A lot of this is for Voltron itself. And then the back legs do come in and out as well. As you can see, it just kind of rotates in here. And then they go back and forth. You got a swivel in there, hinge over here, hinge up the bottom of the foot here. And that's it. You know, like, and this tail, of course, goes up and down. So, pretty decent articulation. I mean, they really went out, you know, they did a great job with these lions. That's what they were going for, and they definitely achieved some greatness here. Blue lion here might be my favorite. It just looks really nice. I just love that. It wins on that alone. Look at all the detail in there. That's done really well. So paint is impeccable there. Perfect. There's a little bit of a little glob here of extra white paint. Do you see that? But that's fine. You got the metallic blue, which looks really nice. Little black on the nose there. Turning to the side, you got some red, some yellow. This like dark blue stripes up here. Looks really good. That metallic red really is kind of brings it all together, I think. All the pieces, so that looks really good. Silver, silver. Again, the legs are nice. Silvers. You got a yellow tail, which is just, you know, molded plastic, but it's fine. It's done really well. Some yellow in there. And yeah, that's it on that. Articulation is pretty much the same there, so you're getting all the same like movements up and down and that. So back and forth and back and forth. You do have this I don't know if this moves at all here. I can't. Oh, this goes up actually. So that's more for transformation. But yeah, this looks incredible. You know, you got paint over here, which is nice. Both of them. So beautiful stuff. These guys like definitely steal the show. Usually the Black Lion is my favorite, and then you got a little bit of a styrofoam. But I have to say, in this set, I think these two take the cake. You know, so that's you know, this is a real funny comparison here, because these guys look tiny compared to the legs, and that's what you know, when you look at Voltron, you're really gonna see the legs just look massive, and not in a bad way. Just like he's like pumped. He does not skip leg day, so you know we'll check it out in a little bit. But yeah, that's what that looks like. So overall, man, these guys really are fantastic. The whole set, they said they wanted to make the Ultimate Lions, and they have, guys. For sure they have. I love this. You know, these guys in lion mode look great. But yeah, you know, usually, and this is funny because the legendary guys I've been showing you and comparing them to, I do keep those in lion mode because I think they look awesome in lion mode. These guys look better in lion mode, but I will say, and this guy, you see, one thing I want to mention with the Black Lion, like his wings are folded down. A lot of times they don't really stay, like one side doesn't like to stay all the way down, and that's kind of one of my little gripes. But it does, you know, you just gotta fiddle with it and, you know, move them around a little bit. But that is definitely a little gripe that doesn't stay down all the time. But enough talking, folks. Now it's time to form Voltron. So let's move these guys a little back. I'll see if I could do this with everybody here. Let's bring the Black Lion up here. We're gonna take his legs. We're gonna bring him down, just like so. Now we have some little covers here. They're gonna slide down and go, you know, cover his leg. Now there's two ways to do this. You can keep it up and you get a double jointed knee, or you can bring it down and you get some thigh articulation there that opens up. So this leg gives me some trouble though coming down. It is super, super tight. Yeah, and I was hoping that it might be a little bit looser after a couple of times, but man, it is not. So that kind of scares me a little bit. I keep thinking I'm gonna really ruin the toy. Ugh. Get down there. Just, I don't know. It's just really stuck up there. Okay. Whew. Freedom. Alright. So, now, here you want to open these up here. I'm just putting them on the side for easier. Now you have a little hole there. You're going to bring the foot around the whole bottom of the leg. You're going to stick the foot in there. Nice and neat. Close it back up. There you go. Do the same on the other side. Open it up. Turn around. Bring it in. Click. Click. Done. Now, man, this is gonna be hard because this guy's big. Let me reset a second. Okay. Got the camera up on a little bit of a higher plane. So, my tripod is not the best. Now, you're gonna take the arms and turn them around here, just like so, and then click them in to the chest so they're nice and secure. So there you got that. On the back, turn them around, unfold the, oh, I'm gonna bring that down just a little bit while you do that because it's gonna bump it to it. So there you go. You fold out the wings, which I think is an interesting concept, the way they did that. So, and you could just lock that in. See how it grooves in to its spot there? Tail, just bring it up and make sure that's clicked in. Bring down the head, and we will leave it like that for now, just for fun. So he's ready to roll, and we've lost our background. And you know what? That's pretty much fine because I'm gonna leave it like that because I have a feeling that was gonna slide away anyway because this guy's too big and he's gonna knock it down. So we'll leave him like that. Let's take one of the legs here, and we will take this part, bring it up, put the tail down, click that closed. Then you want to take the legs here, bring it in, and fold it up just like that. So make sure that's clicked in. Same with this side, bring this in, bring this back, and click that in. Nice and easy like that. The front legs, make sure they're in, turn it around, flip his head all the way up like this, like so, bring back like so. Classic Voltron hind legs. Now there's a little bit of a heel spur here. You want to slide it down, bring it down so you get a little more stability. There you go, leg done. Let's do the same with the yellow lion here. Bring that in, fold it in, bring that side in, fold it in. Make sure it's kind of nice and tight against his legs. Bring these down. And then let's move his head up. Slide it up. Now you gotta watch out over here. It can cause a little bit, I think I got a little bit of paint damage right there from bringing that up too fast. For his tail, bring it down. That should go in. Let me see. Hold on one second here. Yeah, you just want to like kind of clear that a little bit. No good way to do that, but just be careful. So bring his legs up. Bring this heel spur down. Bring that leg up. Okay. There you go. That's good to go. Make sure that's nice and flat. That's kind of all together. And there you go. 2 legs done. All right, so maybe let's pop this guy in here. So this is just like friction, you know, like not much going on there. That's it. It's clicked in. If you look in the back here, there's these little pegs here that move just ever so slightly when it does click in. So, and there you go. Holds. You know? There's a big guy coming. Oh my. So let's get the legs going. We will reveal him afterwards. These tails actually just go in kind of like the Legendary Defender ones. Just slide right in. And then you want to take the legs, hind legs here, fold them back. And this goes kind of in like that. Fold them back. Actually, I'm sorry. It goes in like so. So take that, bring that back a little bit, and then you could put it right in there. So it's really, really neat. I don't even know if any of that got on camera, but that's, you know, the end result, and that's very neat. These you want to bring this way and fold these down like so. So it's nice and flat there. I think the engineering on this altogether is done pretty well. I like how everything kind of folds together. It feels really good in hand to do. So that's pretty cool. And it's pretty neat. Like, it ends up being very neat. And I dig that. So these guys have a peg here. So there's these little slots here that you want to stick your hand in and pull it out. Yeah, this is one of the hardest parts actually, because this is really in there. And then you gotta, the peg's inside, so you want to push it from the bottom. It's not easy to bring out. So haven't figured out the best way to do that without rotating. It's in there. I'm gonna pull it out, so you just gotta rotate this down, okay? So give me a second. Actually, you know what? Let's get the green line ready, and then I might just do that off camera. I'll give it another shot, but green line legs in, green line legs in. Let's take out this peg here now. Ah, this one's going out easy, so. There you go. Hear that ratchet in there? Put that back in there like that. That's how that's prepared. So at least I got one done there. Fold up these arms. Woo-wee, guys, I'm sweating. Alright, and this arm is prepped and looks good. So let's see if I could rotate this one out. It's funny because I think the green one gave me more trouble going in, but this one's giving me more trouble coming out. So it is what it is. All right, I'm going to do this one off camera. That, my friends, was not easy. I actually had to use this to pull it out. That is one tough ratchet joint. So this, you want to put it in the hole here. It does have some grooves in there, but there's nothing really here on the peg that indicates exactly how it's supposed to go. You just got to feel it out. It will go in nice and smooth once you do, so. And it's a matter of, you know, you want to put it in the right spot, because then when you want to take it out, it might not be so easy. So the last thing we need to do here, and I'm going to bring my camera up for the grand unveiling. Open up Black Lion's mouth and bring down Voltron's head. And yes, I formed the head. These videos always have to say that. Alright. So he's starting to do the splits here. Let me reposition him a little bit. Open up the ears as well. And we will look at him a little further. Here you go, folks. Ultimate Voltron X. This thing is massive. He's got some crazy looking proportions. And you know what's good thing that background fell, because he was gonna be over the background anyway, so looks better like this. A little peek at my what my collection's looking like right now. Some of my collection, not all of it. But yeah, really decent proportions. His legs are really big, but I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. Voltron's face sculpt is very nice. There we go, focused a little better there. I dig the blue, looks good. The silvers look good. A little red up on top, yellow eyes. Very nice. The Voltron crest here looks good. Gold in the middle, blue and red around. Really done well. I love the design of this whole shield. The whole shield here looks great, and around it, very well done. There is a little bit of excess paint right there, just to point it out. His arms look good in this mode. Again, I like how everything just folds in very nicely. His star looks good. I'd say this belt is probably where we got a little bit of like sloppy paint. You know, like you can see down here looks a little meh. And then it's just like, it's kind of fuzzy in a way. Like if it, you know, I don't know. It looks like it could have used another coat all around. You can see it's a little sloppy up top there. A little bit too much yellow, you know, going into the grooves that should probably just be silver. So, not the best look right here. I almost want to take a brush to it and repaint that a little bit. But I do dig this red here. Looks really nice. You know, continues that really nice design all around. Like these panels I brought down look very good. So, that is excellent. I'm having a hard time focusing now. But yeah, it's nice. There we go. Let's try to bring him in. How far back do I have to go? Pretty far back. Now, if you know like the sizes of any of the, you know, what do I have here? A lot of Power Rangers, of Sentai, and like a lot of like Transformer stuff in the background right now. You could, and a lot of it is like piled up. I'm in the process of getting my collection back together here. But yeah, you could see just how massive this thing is. It is just tremendous. Tremendous. No doubt. It is huge. So you know what? While we're talking about how big it is, let me move him over a little bit. And let's start the size comparisons. First off, I'm actually going to bring in, this is the articulated, non-combining Legendary Defender of Voltron. So you can see how much bigger he is of that. Next up, here's the combiner one. So you can see he's bigger than that. So this guy is 16 inches. Oh, yeah, get some of the light out of his face. And so Ultimate X here is a good 18 inches then. because he's kind of leaning back a little bit, and he's still like, you know, a lot bigger than him. So, well, there you go. Because that size comparison is huge. Now, gently, I'm reaching behind me here. And I'm bringing over the Soul of Chogokin Voltron. Because I know a bunch of you have gotten him, so... Yeah! Yeah. He's like 2 Soul of Chogokin Voltrons. That's crazy, and... roughly, like, I've pretty much paid... you know, for him, what this guy was going for in MSRP. So, that's, you know, it's just a totally different aesthetic too, though. Like, not even, you know, comparing them for size, you know, Toynami went with their own design as their, like, you know, final hurrah with Voltron, whereas the Soul Chogokin is just, like, really, like, pure classic, beautiful. So awesome, you know, very, very nice stuff either way. So, ooh, let's put him back here nicely, gently. I want to do one more size comparison, but I'm gonna have to bring him over. So, just to show you guys, we're walking away from the desk. Oh, and this is the jumbo vinyl Toynami. So, as big as this guy is, there's a Voltron that's bigger than him. So, we're going to get back to the desk now and reset. Alright, one last bit of aesthetics before we move on to articulation. The wings look really nice. It's got that red, that red really brings everything together. With the white, looks really good. The sculpt is really nice on them. So, just wanted to point that out again. And his ears look really nice as well. A very nice design, very unique for Voltron. It looks pretty interesting. So let's start at the head before I can set my camera down. It is on a ball joint, so you get a lot of good range of movement in there. It's pretty good. Can turn around, so very nice there. Let's do one of these jams. This is not the easy part here. All right, so let's just leave it like that. Nothing at the neck there, and then at the arms, you got a really good ratchet. That gold in there piece is what's ratcheting, so that's good, and it can go out pretty high from this ratchet up here. And this kind of pops out a little bit. You can see that this part is up here. So, and it can go back in and out. So you get a little bit of more range of motion in there. Same thing on the other side. Then on the lower arm here, you got at the top here of the elbow, at the bicep, you got a swivel in here. And then you got the elbow bend, which doesn't get you that much. Just kind of sort of does like that. I'm going to reposition yet again. This guy's big. And then you got at the lower elbow some rotation as well. And bring it down. At the lion head here at the wrist, and I did just go a little bit side to side in lion mode, but this does turn more, and it goes back and forth, which we did see, so it does turn a lot more in there. It's just a little tight. The way they designed it in there kind of just makes it like just butt up against each other. And again, the lion head opens. Moving up, we saw the chest that goes up and down over there. That just kind of affords him, it's just mostly for me, I think it's mostly to help him like achieve balance more than anything. You do get a little bit of waist swivel, but not much. The sculpt just won't allow it. So that's unfortunate. Now, those big ball jointed hips is where Voltron runs into his big problem. Like, they work great and they feel really tight when in lion mode. However, once you get Voltron together, you could really tell that he just struggles to keep himself up. The legs are super heavy. So his legs do flop down quite easy. He doesn't hold a kicking pose, really. Now, I've seen a couple better and a couple worse than mine in that regard, and you know, it is a ball joint, so and I've seen this as well, you can do the whole little bit of nail polish. I wouldn't pull the ball off. I don't know how. I don't feel like this plastic will, it's kind of one of those hollow plastic, I feel like it'll break, but you can slip some clear nail polish inside of both ball joints, tighten it up a little bit. I might do so, I might not, we'll see how it goes. Right now I feel like it's okay. So, you know, like, it's okay enough. But yeah, it does pose a little bit of a problem. At the knee, as we saw before, if you bring this up, but this won't, you know, this looks good covered, so I wouldn't suggest it. But you can get a double hinged knee if you do bring it up, but otherwise he just has the single hinge. Oh, and then he just fell out of the foot. Again, these are really just frictioned on, so it is what it is. But you want to be able to click it in better. There you go. And there's no satisfying clicks with this guy, which, you know, is a little bit of a bummer because it makes it, you know, it makes you go like, did I click in the arms right? Did I click in the legs right? It's just all friction, and, you know, it stays, but it's a little weird, you know, in that regard. So, let's bring this down. Move them back a little bit. So, at the legs here, you do get some, maybe we could do better with yellow here. You get a little bit of a rocker here. Not much, but rocking back and forth. Whew. And then, oops. There you go. And then the foot does have a little bit there. So, I mean, you can move the toe back and forth, and you saw the little heel spur, which really helps. Man, it really helps. So, you know, this guy can achieve some posing, but, you know, overall, like, he could do he could do the splits. He just did some flash dancing. So yeah, the legs are a bit disappointing in those regards. It is what it is. The way they designed it, like, I don't know. I don't know why they designed the legs quite like that, you know, and while the friction joints work really well, like up top here, as you can see down below, he does have a little bit of a hard time staying together. And I can't figure out, like, that clicks, if that's supposed to click in. See, it moves back and forth, but it's not. When I push down this, it doesn't stay. So let's wait. Okay, now, okay, I see what happened. So I think when I pull down this part, I knocked it out of place, but it does stay together better. All right. So, okay, that fear has been alleviated a little bit for me. So let's move him back. Articulation on his legs is really where the big problems are. And, you know, mostly because it's really heavy. The blue and yellow line are so heavy that, you know, those ball joints, man, I just wanted some ratchets in there. You should have gave me some ratcheted joints there, guys. That would have been a lot better, you know? It is what it is. That's what they gave us. And that's why I didn't want to pay the price it was, because I had known about that and I was a little hesitant, you know? So, but otherwise, yeah, he's quite amazing. So, and he's not really in camera, but he's so big, guys. We're gonna look at his accessories now anyway. He comes with only 2, like none of the like lion weapons or anything. He just comes with his shield. Looks very nice. You got some silver, you got some gray, and you got some gold. Very, very nice sculpt. Looks good. Feels pretty good. It's kind of hollow plastic, but it looks good. Silver sprayed throughout. So it is not bad at all. The handle looks really nice too, and it moves. So you can put it into different positions, which is good, and it'll also help you get it in his hand better, which is not easy. Then of course he comes with his sword, which looks beautiful. And in package it looked a little small to me, but not in hand. The hilt is very nice. I love it. You know, you got some nice red. Again, that beautiful metallic red. You know, along with the same silver, gold, gray. 2 types of grays here. You know, combo. It's just a really nice sculpt. Just looks really great. Now, I didn't put it all the way back in yet, but in package, there's this little piece here. That's, I mean, I wouldn't. It just comes out now because it's not really in. I don't want to. It was not easy taking this little piece out. You know, it makes the whole sword whole, but to get it in his hand, you have to take it off because there's a couple of pegs there that's going to peg into his hand. So, if you can see here, there's 2 pegs on the inside too. Actually, there's 2 holes right there. So, bring that out a little bit, and then let's turn this around a little bit. And you want to put it in there. You gotta get him, and this is where the open, that upper lip opening a little wider helps. Because you want to stick it in there, and there you go. And now Voltron has his blazing, well, his sword. But as you can see, it does look nice and big in his hand. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's really great. So let's put this camera down. Sorry for the crazy angles, guys. It is what it is. Another thing, really quick, I don't know if you just saw this, but this like kind of slides. Oh, okay, we'll get that back. It slides a little bit when you open it up because again, he's very top heavy with the arms. So this one's a little tough. You turn it like this. There's a hole there, and you cannot use the sword in this hand and vice versa because the pegs are made specifically for actually let's do it like this, for each individual hand. But same deal. You want to split his lip a little bit so you can get it in there better. Alright, so after some much not even some, a lot of finagling, I did figure out that the bottom jaw actually opens up further. I wish Toynami kind of included a little more description of that in their directions because I would have saved a lot of sweat. And now you could easily put, it's still not that easy, put the little peg inside his mouth. If you could see it. Alright. Let me see if I could do it this way. That's probably a little better. So, and I moved the camera. Should have done that before. Sorry guys. Let's open it up further. You want to be able to plus this guy's leg joints do not help. So I think that might be the best I could do. Honestly, to me, while the shield looks nice, it's not something I'm gonna ultimately display him with. So, I mean, it is what it is. But that is not a great, you know, it's not so hot with it. I don't know. It doesn't go in very well. For me, at least. Oh. There you go. There's a shield, guys. It's nice, but it's a hassle. And you know what, guys? Getting this guy together on film has not been easy, for one thing. But it's made me... You know, the problems it does have, you know, just kind of make me go, why, Toynami, did you do it this way? Why did you make his hips this way? I mean, that is a tremendous problem. You know, it just, I get him somewhat dynamic a little bit. Because, yeah, the more I'm fiddling with him, the more he just doesn't want to play. And I'm gonna have to leave him like that. So that's kind of a mighty problem, you know? I think on your shelf, he looks really good. And he is awesome. That way, aesthetics, like, I can't beat it. Like, he looks great. Those lions look incredible. I mean, you could see that's where they put all their attention in, but I feel like they really needed to give Voltron, because no matter what they say about the lions, like, they needed to give Voltron a little bit of extra, and this is a huge problem, you know, like, I'm definitely... After having to deal with this tonight, and taking way longer than I thought it would, you know, like, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. And it's a, you know, pretty much a line-wide problem because it's a ball joint with heavy limbs. And, you know, like, the arms are fine, you know, ratcheted nice. But those leg joints and even that chest joint doesn't hold them up very well when everything's together. So definitely a lot of this works better as Lions than it does as Voltron, even though Voltron does look really good. But guys, I'm going to say something here that I definitely have to say. Even at the $300, I don't think I could recommend it. It's got some issues that are... pretty, you know, this one issue is very, very major, and like the way he holds his, you know, weapons isn't so hot. So I don't know, you know, like it'll still be up to you. I'm wishing I waited even longer for some other clearance sale, because, you know, eventually I feel like this is gonna be clearanced out a bit because he's got so many, you know, he's got known issues there, you know, and they're not going back to production on this, so we're kind of stuck on what we have here. So I'm going to go and fix those legs as best as I can because I really need him to stand because he looks awesome. For sure he looks awesome. I would try to... $300 is good, no doubt, you know, but like having to deal with those legs, it's maybe a little bit less, $250, you know, like, because he's still huge. I can't really, he's still huge. He still looks awesome. He's got an amazing amount of paint, and it looks incredible. So there's a lot good going for this guy for sure. But man, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to end it there because I don't really have anything left to say. I don't regret buying him. How about that? Is that, like, I think he's still awesome. I really wanted to check him out. I really wanted to do this review. And he is massive, and he's, like, aesthetically, he's really cool. For me, he's just going to be sitting on the shelf. If you're going to be doing more, and he's probably going to be in his A stance. So if you're going to be doing more with him, then you got some problems to deal with, for sure. And that's all I could say about it. I can't really, say anything else. The lines look great. Voltron looks great. Definitely has a major problem with those hips. Doesn't hold him upright. Even that little, like, chest joint is not enough, to give you that extra movement up there as well, because he's really heavy. I just wish they put ratchet joints in the legs, guys. It would have helped a lot. All right, guys, and that's all I have on Ultimate Voltron X here. See, and he's doing the splits. He's doing the splits. I shouldn't even have moved him. I have to bring him a little closer. So, there we go. All right, there we go. So that's all I have on this guy, guys. Thanks for watching this really long review. Sorry if the camera work once we got into Voltron mode here wasn't so hot. I definitely struggle with some of these big guys for space here. Alright, guys, and that's it. So I hope you dug it anyway. Please let me know your thoughts on this guy. If you have any comments, and I'm sure if I did or did anything wrong, missed anything, you'll let me know in the comments below. And please do, because for myself as a collector, I want to know what else about this guy there might be, because it's not in the directions. So, alright, guys, that's all I got. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, peace out, peeps. Little addendum here, folks. There's actually an extra elbow joint that I didn't realize right away. So you turn his arm this way, and then boom, it like frees up this joint right in there. So you do get a little extra articulation, and it does lock. See, you see all that elbow joint? So it does allow you to do a lot more, which is very, very cool. So same thing on this side, opens up, pretty awesome. So glad I figured that out before I completely got the video loaded. Yeah, I had heard it was an extra joint, I just didn't know where it was. I thought it had something to do with this, so very cool. Yeah, so that's not so bad. That makes it a little bit better on the articulation front, which helps it all around. You know what? As far as this goes, the more I'm thinking about it, and since I have a few minutes here, it's only 5 a.m. here. I think if I do get in like a little bit of fluid in there, nail polish or whatnot, you could use some glue, but I don't really recommend it unless you really got a lot of time. Nail polish might be the way to go. That should definitely make him a lot better, because that's still the biggest problem to me, is that. But alright, that's all I got. I really wanted to show you that, and I was thinking about the legs a little bit more, and I think at the end there, sometimes you have to breathe a little bit, because sometimes you're trying to do stuff and you get really frustrated, and man, I really need a new backboard. That thing is falling apart. Yeah, you kind of get a little frustrated, and you're a little hasty, so I think, like, he's standing really good in the A stance, which is very good. So I'll get in some, fluid in it. And, when I do that, I'll do a Fixzilla on it. And we'll check it out and see how well it worked. Alright, guys, so that's it now. Till next time, peace out, peeps.